Hey everyone, it's me, the Otaku Fego, here to continue my Fate Grand Order Lostbelt number 2 Let's Plays. It's been probably 4 months since I touched this game. I don't know, I mean, when it comes to story stuff, I've obviously been logging in every day and all that crap. But as it comes to, actually touching, the actual story, yeah. So, I don't really know what was going on when I last left off, but that's okay. It's fine. So we're going to Village 23, story-only chapter. What a joy. That's fine. This is fine. Section 4. Lord of Creation. End. Okay, cool. Sounds fun. Define fun being this. Probably not, but we'll find out. Let's find out. Ooh, sheep. Shutting down high-speed mode now. Good work hanging on, everyone. Our current estimated location is atop what used to be Lake Vanrin, whatever. The lake northwest of Lake Vaterin. I can't pronounce these words. Which means this village almost certainly didn't exist in proper human history. We're here! Welcome to my village! I forgot what voice I gave Gerda, but it's fine. This is so strange and wonderful. I thought guests only showed up in stories. I never thought I'd actually... fuck. Okay. I'd actually get to welcome real guests myself one day. And oh, and you must both be envoys too. Have you never had anyone visit from outside your village before? No, we haven't. All the villages really keep to themselves. Oh, but maybe it's different at the other villages. I see. This village is a lot bigger than I expected. Same here. From the outside, it looked like a fairly wide area surrounded by large wooden walls. Although there are surprisingly few houses, I would guess there can't be more than 50. The part that stands out the most to me is the large... is the large gate that makes up what looks to be the only entrance. I don't know much about architectural design, but this place does seem to have its own unique style. I also sense a powerful magical energy here. The whole village is surrounded by a bounded field centered on that large gate. It's designed to keep away giants, beasts, and other beings related to magecraft. I can feel it weighing down on me too, though only a little. Although, I didn't notice it at all until I was inside. I'm guessing it's the snow. The magical energy mixed in with the snow and ice, and I think she said and the magical energy that makes up this village's bounded field are extremely similar. It's very static, sedate kind of energy, as if its presence were the most natural thing in the world. It's calm, gentle, and very stable in the amount of magical energy it holds. Okay, good to know. Let me check something real quick. Okay, cool. I was just checking something to make sure everything was recording, actually. Maybe kind is a little too vague. Let me move that, okay. But I'm not quite sure how else to put it. So magecraft designed to enrich people's lives? Yes, that's a much clearer way to put it, Senpai. All that aside, this village really is spacious. Maybe that's because there are so few houses and a large plot of farmland in the center. I can see they grow all sorts of crops here. There's wheat, numerous fruit trees. It's just like Gerda said. It's as warm here as it was in that flower garden. Blah, blah, blah. This explains how people could survive even in a Lostbelt predominantly made up of snow, ice, and fire. Although, there's still one thing I don't understand. If bounded fields are so crucial to ensuring people's way of life here, who put them up? I don't know. Maybe magecraft is just a part of everyday life here, even more than it was in Russia. I don't know. Or maybe there's someone in these villages who knows how to work bounded fields. Bounded field? Are you talking about the charm on the gate? I didn't really understand most of what you were talking about, but I do know that every village gate always has a charm on it. The envoy put them there for us. They keep out all the giants, the ice beast, really anything scary. I'm surprised you two didn't know that, since you're invoice. Is that just the way it works, Lady Mash? Oh, well... I think you may have the wrong idea about us. I don't believe we're what you call envoys. Although if envoys is the term you use for visitors, then I suppose we might qualify.
Oh, I got through. Let me see. Is this thing on? Oh, God. Okay. Ahem. This is the shadow border. Can you hear me, field ops?
Whatever. Shadow border got through to us. Director, it's you. I thought we couldn't communicate once we got a few kilometers away.
Yes, well, my technical advisor has been testing out a number of different things in between her work on repairing the border, all under my impeccable supervision, of course. And thanks to those efforts, we've been able to deploy a Mystico drone to extend our comm range. I was told it should help us both observe and communicate over greater distances, but I didn't think it'd just suddenly start working now, of all times. But just my luck. Neither our technical advisor, nor any staff here are here in the cockpit right now. They're all out repairing the border.
Oh, who's this tiny see-through tubby man? He's fat. I've never seen a fat person before. So this is what they call chubby. Oh my god.
Chubby?
Is he a friend of yours, Lady Mash? Does that mean he's an envoy too? Foul?
Tubby? Did she just call me Tubby?
Well, this is a communicator. It's a tool we have for talking to people far away. Also, the director may be big-boned, but...
Is that child a native of this place? Then you must have found a safe village. Then again, if that foul-mouthed little brat who doesn't understand the mocking, that mocking people's body types is not acceptable is anything to go by, then her culture must still be the Nadar, whatever, of civilization.
Huh?
Well, no matter. Children do not tend to be naturally cruel, and my skin is quite thick by this point. I'm not the least bit bothered. So never mind the child. Just give me a detailed report about your situation.
Okay.
So you made your way to this village after rescuing that child. It seems you put your experience in Russia to good use. Or, I suppose I should say my supervisory role in Russia has benefited... Shut the fuck up. God, has benefited you even after that Lostbelt. Not bad, making this... Oh my god, I cannot stand Goro because he's like, oh, I'm the one who did this shit, not you. Shut the fuck up, Jesus. Let me begin by congratulating you on your, good work? On your good work. I'll be sure to share your information with the rest of the staff, including the technical advisor. Now, given that our connection is still unstable, and we can't talk for long, it seems it's time I took matters into my own hands. Ugh.
That sounds pretty dangerous for you. What do you think I am? Some adventure-crazed nut like the rest of you? I'm talking about the remote interrogation of a local via, this transmission, blah, blah. But not this child, obviously. We want to get anything useful out of her. Now then, little one.
Me?
Run along and get your parents, if you don't mind. I need to talk to them.
Parents? What are those?
Oh boy. Huh? Your mother and father, of course. If they're dead, your legal guardian will do.
Oh, you mean the goddess? I hear she's everyone's mother. Every human is the goddess's child, after all. But I'm afraid the goddess isn't here, Mr. Chubby. Oh. Gerda?
Don't tell me you have no concept of parents. I've never heard of such a culture. I suppose it is possible for some newer religions, and given your primitive-looking clothing, I can imagine your village is part of something like that. What is going on? Alright then, just fetch me your village elder, or mayor, or your supervisor, I don't know!
Supervisor?
Yes, a capable, distinguished person who is in charge of everything like me.
Distinguished? Does being a chubby person make you distinguished?
That has nothing to do with it! Good heavens, girl, didn't your parents raise you too? Oh, right, you don't have parents, do you? Well, you know, somebody with authority in your village.
What?
What's the fuck is happening? Most amazing person in your village, the one you can always count on to help you out.
Are you talking about Envoys? Lady Mash is certainly more amazing than normal people. The only other amazing people I can think of are the giants and the Envoy, but the Envoy isn't coming until tomorrow.
Envoy?
Gerda calls me an Envoy too, I'm afraid. I'm still not sure what she means by it. What I mean, an Envoy's an Envoy, right? I mean, no human could ever defeat a giant. But never mind that. I still need to show you around properly, don't I? Welcome, honored Envoys. Oh, you too, Mr. Tiny See-Through Chubby. Welcome to our home, Village 23. Please, let me repay you for saving my life. You can spend the night in my house. I'll be 13 soon after all, so I've already got my own house.
Wow, okay.
We can have dinner in front of my fireplace. Oh, I can get that mead I've been saving for a special occasion too. This will be great. We can have freshly baked bread, and I'll get some fish too. I'll go fishing before it gets dark, and make sure to catch the biggest one in the pond. Vo, 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 vo.
Wait, hang on. What did you say your village name was?
Village 23, right? Yes, that's right. What about it? Well, it just sounds a bit...
Why is your village named with a number? She's confused, as we all are.
There's nothing strange about it, after all.
So, is this entire village just kids and no adults? Like, what the fuck?
It's Gerda! Gerda's back! Welcome back, Gerda! I can't believe it! You really came back from the outside. And you did get the herbs the legends talked about? Now Laura's gonna be alright! Hooray!
Who are they? Oh, there's a white animal too. It is an animal, right? What is it? Is it a mouse?
Oh, cute! Wow, you're so pretty, miss. Your black armor is so awesome! Pretty hair, pretty face. You look like the envoy. Oh, are you an envoy too? Jesus Christ. Oh God. Your boobies are so big. Oh, you look so cool in that armor. Senpai, what's... That old guy's so tubby. Why are you smaller than us even though you look so older, mister? So old, Mr. Blah. Be quiet. Do you children ever stop squawking? Just run off and play, would you? Or better yet, go and fetch a grown-up.
I actually don't see any grown-ups.
That's true. I haven't seen a single adult yet. Since this village appears to rely on agriculture for its survival, it may be that everyone of working age is just out in the fields.
I doubt it.
But if that's the case, then why aren't there any elderly people around?
What? Is that true?
Well, of course. It's mostly children here. That's how it is everywhere, right? Besides, you're so funny, Lady Mash. Everyone knows the elderly are just from legends.
Okay.
Of course, you're not going to find any in a village. I mean, blah, blah, blah.
Huh?
Every grown-up leaves when they turn 25, right?
The fuck? What?
Yes? Huh?
What in the world are you saying? They couldn't possibly survive out there, what with all the giants roaming about.
Yes, I know. Every grown-up with a 10-year-old child leaves once they turn 25 and gets eaten by a giant.
Oh. That's lovely.
So nobody ever lives past 25. Well, goddamn. And if you haven't had a child by 15, then you have...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I've heard that's true for every village, at least all the villages from 1 to 100.
What? Then you're telling us there are no adults over the age of 25 there? None? And that people who turn 15 without having children have to leave to die?
Uh-huh. Children and the grown-ups raising them are the only ones allowed to live in the 100 villages the goddess and her envoys made for us, after all.
Wow. There's nobody over 25?
Lady Mash? Lady Sarah? Mr. Chubby? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Why are you all so shocked? That's just how it is. It's the same everywhere, right? I'm turning 15 in 2 years, so if I don't have any children by then, splat! That'll be it for me.
Yikes. This is absurd. Everything you're saying is ridiculous. Well, the way your mind works is too. Do you even grasp what you're saying? You're telling us there are only 100 people in each village? That you have to die if you don't have a child before you turn 15. That you'll die in 2 years. Are you some kind of homunculus? How can you say things like that as if they were normal? You even look happy about it.
Oh. Huh? You too, Fo. What happened? Why do you sound so sad all of a sudden? Oh no, did I say something to offend you again? Uh-oh, now what do I do?
That's a thing.
Well then. ice castle, huh? Let it go. Let it go. Okay. Fuck you. What an elegant castle you have here. I like it very much. It's wonderfully designed, of course, but I also love your choice of materials. It's made completely out of ice, after all. No human could ever live here, no matter how beautiful it is. The perfect witch's castle. Something humankind yearns for, but can never hope to reach. You really do have excellent taste, Your Majesty. Who said this was made to my taste? Oh my, you mean it isn't? Does that mean you'd prefer something more typical, like Cinderella's castle? Cinderella? I've never heard the name, but she certainly sounds interesting. She must have lived a life full of hope and surprise, one far removed from the life of a woman of ice and snow like myself. Oh yes, without a doubt! The early part with her stepsisters abusing her is great, but then she comes out on top at the end, and the stepsisters get their just desserts. It's a positively repulsive story. I'm just so relieved that you aren't like that, Your Majesty. After all, you hate happy endings, don't you? Just look at this cold, utilitarian world you've designed. It makes me want to friend you on Magebook. Oh my god. That's hilarious. I'd love to know just how many human lives you've seen come to a miserable end. After all, you didn't build this castle for humanity to enjoy, did you, oh goddess? No, I did not. This castle exists for me, not for the benefit of humans. I will admit that Odin was a fine man in his own right. But he was also a god. He would never bestow upon me a castle designed to accommodate humans. The All-Father would never concern himself with human weakness. The thought would never even cross his mind. Indeed. Humans are weak, frail, so very fragile. Their lives are snuffed out by the mere passage of time. That is why they will always need the boundless love of a god to sustain them. Oh my, love you say. I guess I had you figured wrong after all, so that's how you're running this place. You have 100 villages with about 100 residents in each, making for a worldwide population of no more than 10,000 people. Under most circumstances, they would just end up going extinct, but you've kept them around for generations without letting their numbers increase. Their world revolves around the empty happiness of their daily lives, and the heartless suffering that comes right at the end. Tap. There we go. There's no point in tormenting people like that. No wonder I've been so unmotivated here. Turns out this place was filled with love all along. Couldn't possibly get further from my taste. Of course. Humans must not die out. They are too my beloved children. They too survived the days of scorching flame. As their god, I will never stop loving humans. I cannot speak to other worlds, but that is the way of this one. Okay. I decided long ago that I would love my children for eternity. Why would I ever destroy them? Then you really have no intention of destroying humans. Does that mean Your Majesty thinks they're worth protecting? You certainly may ask many strange questions, foxwoman, but I would never think to destroy them. Every creature in my domain is treated the same way. Did I not tell you what that was? It is a simple question. Do I kill them or love them? Okay. If they are an enemy, then I kill them. If not, I love them. To be the mother of Scandinavia is to love all creatures, great and small. None must die out. None shall die by my hand. Even Odin himself proved to be incapable of such a feat. I will never stop trying, no matter how many thousands of years it may take. That said... Yes? That said, at times, the giants must be offered as sacrifice. Okay. Good to know, I guess. Oh, hi. Ophelia. Your concerns prove to be well-founded. The Russian Lostbelt has been destroyed. It won't be much longer before it disappears entirely. Now that world will never be capable of welcoming a new god. What a pity. All more so given the strength of its history. In regards to Kodak, I said all I had to say during our meeting, so I won't be repeating myself here. But I do need to commend you for your outstanding accuracy in predicting this outcome. I didn't... You give me far too much credit, Lord Kirishitara. Ophelia, I want you to run your Lostbelt however you see fit. Once the Tree of Emptiness has taken root in a world, it is not that world's king who will continue to develop it, but we cryptors. In the end, that responsibility falls to us alone. We cannot delegate it to anyone else. The Queen of Ice and Snow is both generous and cruel. I understand dealing with her must be quite stressful. But I want you to preserve. I know you're more than capable of doing so. You have your own fire burning inside you, yet you keep yourself as cold as ice. That is why I know I can trust you with Scandinavia. With all due respect, Lord Kirishitara, I can't take any credit for predicting this. I was speaking solely based on my own feelings. I'm so ashamed. You are praising me for keeping my cool, and I failed utterly to do so. It's alright. What you said was exactly what Kodak needed to hear. No amount of cool-headed logic was ever going to help him with his complex about me. Your admonition something was far more effective than any encouragement I could have given him, even if it did come too late. At any rate, none of the other cryptors know that Russia has fallen. I only heard about it from Canis, and you from Kaya. Akuta has cut off all communications. Seems her Lostbelt's king is quite a find. After all, even Akuta of all people couldn't help but frown when she made her report. I even heard her sigh. I can only imagine her Lostbelt's king must be either extremely unruly or extremely daring. I would love to speak with them myself at some point. Hinako, sighing. That is a surprise. I never once saw her so much crack a smile, even around Pepe. That aside, shouldn't we tell the other cryptors about Kodak? No need for that. His failure has no impact on their work, after all. Given that Pepe's Lostbelt has an alter ego, it's only a matter of time until he learns about it. Okay, an alter ego. Huh. An alter... that's interesting, considering some... okay. No, maybe not. But Barrel's Lostbelt is nearly on the verge of disappearing itself, so imagine he has his hands full just keeping things going. Are you sure we can trust Barrel? Barely? I don't know how to say his name. The man is a criminal, a murderer. Oh joy. He kills just for the fun of it. He is a disgrace to humanity. I don't see how a killer's known as a werewolf, killer-nosed werewolf and despised throughout the clock tower could ever hope to successfully expand a Lostbelt. All that is part why I trust him to uphold his end, Ophelia. Beryl is just as good at deceiving himself as he is others.
the more distasteful he finds a job, the more earnestly he will work to see it done. As for Kodak, there's no need for you to concern yourself with his well-being. Just focus on getting rid of Chaldea. I have every confidence you can do it. You are far more capable than me when it comes to combat, as your miraculous eye can even wound servants? Oh my god! The Clock Tower Authority figures are gone. They have no sway in this world. No one will hold you back anymore. You are free to use your power however you like. Your eye is no longer that of a shunned child.
Thank you for saying so, Lord Kishitara. I will bear that in mind.
Your Scandinavian Lostbelt is a rare and important one, particularly given that one of the old gods still resides there. What's more, she is benevolent. Having her accept and support our new world would be a tremendous asset. I have high hopes that you will be able to convince her, Ophelia.
Thank you, Lord Kishitara. I won't let you down.
Oh yes, I almost forgot. Kana should be paying you a visit soon. Treat him as you like, even though it's a girl. Okay.
Thank you for your consideration, Lord Kishitara. I'm afraid I have to tell you something. Canis is a divine spirit, and beyond my ability to stop it, or to keep in check, I think? Yeah, to keep in check. I hope you'll forgive me if I'm unable to stop her from clashing with my Lostbelt's king.
So you're concerned that the queen and your knight may end up destroying Canis' spirit origin. I see. That's most encouraging to hear, Ophelia. This only reaffirms my decision to entrust you with this Lostbelt. I look forward to your next report. I expect that will be when the new seeds have formed. Okay then. Uh-huh.
Would I'm. Or Kishitara, would I'm.
Oh, hello. That's a woman's face. I've seen faces like that before. I may not know any personally, but I can't help but remember them. So, you really are a woman at heart, Ophelia.
You're not meant to use your spirit form for peeping. Your job is to only keep me safe. Don't misunderstand me. You are my knight, my sword and shield. I never asked or wanted anything more from you, and that's never going to change. Know your place, Saber. Or do I need to remind you about my serious light?
I know I'm supposed to protect you and kill your enemies, Ophelia. Was that necessary here? Yes, humans have demonstrated incredible power before. At times, they've rebelled against gods, tricked giants, and even killed dragons. But not here. The humans here aren't people anymore. They're livestock. None of them are any threat to you. These humans used to be just like the ones in proper human history. Weak, transcendent beings whose only purpose was to be our prey. Okay?
This world belongs to a goddess. This is so weird.
Anyway.
Even if there are less than 10,000 humans here, it is still a pure land ruled by a goddess of old. Lord Kishitara even said that it could end up the last Lostbelt left standing, which it won't be, obviously. The fact that a goddess rules it also means it's the perfect place to experiment. That's why this Lostbelt has so much potential. In fact, it is more than the sum of its parts.
Oh?
In terms of potential, at any rate. If we can grow our tree to maturity, we might be able to breathe new life into humanity and nature alike. I don't care how much contempt you have for humanity as a result of your origins and temperament. All I care about is that you don't let your guard down. Again, you are my sword, my shield and sword. Don't forget that. You and I share the same responsibility. You must grow this Lostbelt's tree of emptiness to full maturity. That is your sole concern. I've never been much of a gardener. If you insist, Ophelia, I guess I've got no choice. Okay. Uh-huh. Interesting. Alright, now what? I can still feel his gaze. I guess my knight will always be peeping on me, no matter how many times I tell him not to. I can tell you're still there, smirking at me from behind my back. Just how long are you planning on watching me? I know I said you're my knight, but that doesn't mean... Oh, what the fuck? You again, huh? Way you completely lack any presence. I mistake you for a servant. Alien lady. Let me guess, you're gonna disappear? No. Is there something you want to say to me? I certainly hope you're not going to comment on my womanhood, like Saber did. They keep... You know, they keep mentioning womanhood, and I'm like, are you really a woman, though? Maybe you're a dude. Maybe you're a woman, but you want to be... I don't know. Maybe you were a dude. Maybe you are a dude, but you're posing as a woman. I don't know. I can't hear anything. What's your name? Am I ever going to get to hear what you sound like? Well, you already know my name. Okay. Sneaking suspicion about that maybe you're a dude, but I could be wrong. Okay. Let's go. Maybe I'm wrong, but I keep looking at your design and I'm like, maybe you are a dude? I don't know. Ooh, that's pretty. It's pretty. Pretty. Alright. It's no use. I can't seem to get through to the border. Wonder why we got through earlier. Yes, you're right, Senpai. Hey, there you are! Hi, guys! Can you see my astonishingly beautiful face? Hey, Foe, you're here too, huh? Foe! Davichi! I doubt we have much time to talk, so I'll keep this brief. I've pieced together what's going on here, using the data collected with my Mystic Code drone and the info Gordy gave me. Oh, he's asleep now, by the way. The last thing he said was, enough of this. I'm going to rest in the captain's room. Wake me when it's time for breakfast. Foe! Now then, there are basically 3 different kinds of beings here. And by beings, it's blah, blah, blah. It's worth noting that I'm talking about strong, dominant creatures, not necessarily those of intelligence who have formed civilizations. Alright, so... First, we have the giants, tough and exceedingly strong predators. Second, we have humans, who can't survive outside their villages. And third, we have the envoys and their goddess. Goddess or goddesses? And their goddess. Seems to safe to say both are well above humans on the proverbial totem pole in this Lostbelt. I'm sure the ice beasts are stronger than humans too. They appear to be the giants' pets, and seem to have no real will of their own, so I've left them out. So far, so good? As for regular creatures, they seem to be almost non-existent here. Ordinary plants and animals just barely exist in the occasional flower garden. Each of these fields seem to be a warm place that just happened to be perfectly situated between the fire and ice zones. It's putting all that aside as an exception to the 3 board categories. In this Lostbelt, I'm afraid it looks like humanity is nowhere near the top of the food chain. If anything, they seem to be at the very bottom. The bottom? So I don't think we should be counting these humans as possible additions to our ranks. I doubt either their civilization or magecraft are all that developed. I mean, you haven't seen a single machine since you got there, right? And that girl you ran into out in the wilderness didn't even have a communication device, let alone a ward against giants. The humans that live here simply have no means of surviving outside of these villages. Yes, that all makes sense.
Tap the screen. There.
At least for this village, Village 23, the outside world may as well not exist. We did run into Gerda outside, but that was an unusual case. She would never have left it if circumstances hadn't forced her to. The only reason this village ever opens its gate is to... Right, to thin the herd.
Uh-huh.
As peaceful as this place looks, now that we have a clearer picture of what's going on, I'd say it's just as cruel as Russia, though in a different way. We still don't know much about these envoys and their goddess, who I assume are more or less running the show here. We also don't have any idea whether they might be willing to help us. It's very possible that they may already be working with the cryptors, so keep that in mind. Oh crap, we're losing our connection again. Alright, one last bit of info. You still haven't found anywhere you could use to summon servants, so I'm afraid you'll need to keep scouting
And gone, right? Yep, gone.
Oh.
Oh, her outfit's so cute, though.
Lady Mash, Fo, Lady Sarah. Huh? Were you just talking to a tiny person? Oh, it must have been Mr. Chubb. Well, yes, we were talking to someone, but I'm afraid we just lost the connection. Connection? What's being connected? You know so many things I've never even heard about, Lady Mash. And you have so many things I've never seen before. Having you around is so much fun. I wasn't sure if an envoy like you would like my cooking, but you even said my bread and fish were really tasty. You're so kind and strong and just wonderful. I just love spending time with you. Will you stay tomorrow night too? I know you must, I know you must have work since tomorrow's a special day and all, but if you don't mind. I'm sorry. I really don't think we're that kind of envoy you're thinking of. Sure you're not. Wait, did you get here a day early? All because of me? Oh, if you did, then I apologize. Last thing I want to do is make trouble for you. No, it's not that. Senpai, how can I clear up this misunderstanding?
I'm not sure there's anything we can say that would help her understand.
Yes, I suppose you're right. In that case, I'll hold off on trying to convince her. That said, there is something I still want to ask her. Is that alright with you, Senpai?
I've got a lot of things I'm curious about too.
Thank you, Senpai. Gerda, can I talk to you for a bit? What is it, Lady Mash? Well, you see...
Hold it! I'll ask the questions here! God damn it. I thought we'd lost our connection again. I was just looking to see if we had some sleeping pills when I heard our connection was back online. In fact, I've been listening in for the last half minute or so, but I'll take it from here, Mash. Between the two of us, it's clear who's the better negotiator. God, I hate you sometimes. I hate you all the time, mostly. Ahem. You there, child. This is a question of rather personal nature. You may answer it however you like.
Huh?
I'd like to ask you something.
What is it, Lady Mash?
Wait. She said, okay, I think that's a little typo there or something, I don't know. You've obviously been living here in this Lostbelt, village, your whole life. How do you feel about it? She's confused. Does it weigh on you? Do you ever think about your future? And what's going to happen when you grow up? Don't you wish you could see the world outside your tiny village without having to live in fear of the giants? Haven't you ever wished to be free?
Future. Free. World? Gerda. In this world, no matter how healthy you are, you'll never get to live past your 20s. How can you be so cheerful about that? How does it not worry you?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Please cheer up, Lady Mash. You too, Mr. Chubb. Why are you both so sad? I'm sorry. I wish I could answer you, but I'm afraid I don't understand what either of you are talking about. Maybe it's because I never learned how to read or write. Well, what do you mean by future? I think I know what the word means. It means the time after tomorrow, right? This is hard.
That hard, huh?
I know what free means too. It's when you're not stuck inside your home or tied down with rope, right? In that case, I am free. I can go anywhere I want in the whole village. I can go to the farmland in the village center or to the pond. I can visit anyone's house I like. I can even go to Laura's house and see the new baby if I want. In my...
Tap. Go.
In our world, people get to live for a long time. Even longer than 25? Yes, much longer. Some people live longer than others, of course, but...
That's right. Many live to be 80 or 90 or even more, and they don't just have children. Some people also have grandchildren and great-grandchildren, if they live long enough, of course. Some people are still unfortunate enough to have their lives cut short by illness or accident, but that's a long way off from no one ever living past 25. The only ones destined to die early are homunculi. Not that they're in any concern of mine, though.
Grandchildren. Great-grandchildren.
Indeed. And even if one never has children or grandchildren, many people still choose to spend their long lives with people they love. Even if they never have families of their own, some people spend their lives among friends and comrades, working towards the goals of their own choosing. Why am I even talking about this? It's not as though we may just get to live ordinary happy lives. But fine, if no one else will say it, then I will. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with all of you? How can you be happy about a life doomed to be cut short? How are you not angry or even afraid? The Yaga may have had to survive in brutal conditions, but at least they were still free to live to old age. This whole thing really bothers me, and now our connection is acting up too. I'm going to bed. Goodbye! At a loss for words.
Whoa. Mr. Chubb is right, Gerda. Our world was very complicated, but it also offered us endless possibilities. I think that's because we were able to grow up agreeing and disagreeing with all kinds of people throughout our lives. That's how humans have always been. I'm sure it's no different here in Scandinavia. People can do anything they set their mind to. I think that's what it really means to be free. In practice, there may be far more things we can't do than we can. But even so, I think that's what everyone wants.
Mash.
Gerda, is there anything in this world that you wish for? That you would wish for? Wish for? Well, let's see. I got the medicinal herbs I was looking for, and tonight's dinner was yummy. So, I actually can't think of anything else I want right now. Usually I do, though, really. Sometimes I want to catch a big fish at the pond, or want my bread to turn out really well. Those sorts of things. Oh, sometimes I wish I could see another beautiful rainbow again, like I did that one time. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I know I'm not giving you good answers, but I don't really understand your questions. Still, everything you said sounds lovely. Getting to be an elderly person, doing anything you want.
Uh-huh.
Not at all. I'm the one who should be apologizing, Gerda. I didn't mean to confuse you. I'm sorry. Oh no, please don't be. I'm not confused. I really did think it was lovely. I may not have understood everything you meant, but I did think it sounded absolutely amazing. It was just so... I can't even begin to imagine it at all. That's never happened to me before. I guess it's true what they said about envoys being difficult to understand. There's still so much I don't know about children. But you said in your world there are also grandchildren and great-grandchildren? I can't imagine getting to see so many generations of children. I guess that's something you can do if you get to be elderly. I've never thought about that sort of thing before, after all.
Okay then. Sure. After all.
Nobody can ever live that long.
Uh-huh. Okay, that happened. Well then, that was a very interesting 2 chapters. Oh my god. That's interesting that they say that, like, you know, there's no humans past, or adults past the age of 25, because I guess the whole world is just filled with children, per se, except for, like, the goddess, which obviously we know who that is. That's really interesting, but I'm also curious about the whole Ophelia thing, because the thing about her, now I'm thinking it might be a dude, possibly, that, like, wants to be a girl, maybe? Maybe it was forced to be a girl? I don't know. I was looking more at the design of the character, and I'm like, you kind of look like you might be a dude. I kind of can see it, but maybe they're just, I don't really know. I don't really know exactly what's going on with that, because it's like, well, it's a possibility, but I could be completely wrong about it, but it's kind of, I'm kind of like, but maybe? It's possible. It could happen, but I don't know. I just don't know. So, that's something interesting that they brought up there, because I'm like, well, maybe. Shows and anime have done that kind of thing before, so I'm like, well, could happen. I wonder how many, I guess there is 100 villages, but I'm like, where the fuck are they? Because I see no goddamn villages besides this one, obviously, but yeah. I feel bad for Gerda. She's probably gonna, I mean, obviously we know how this is probably gonna end. We're gonna have to get rid of the Lostbelt, obviously, and she will have to technically die. And she won't, but hopefully, I mean, it can survive. You know, maybe she'll get to live out a life, maybe not. Maybe we'll teach her, like, hey, you can do stuff in life, and maybe she'll get to do it before the whole Lostbelt disappears. Probably not, because I'm pretty sure the Lostbelt 1 is pretty much almost gone, as what Kishitara said. So that sucks, knowing that Gerda's just kind of fated to die anyway. Even, like, she's fated to die, but she's also, like, oh god, that sucks. That sucks. Her outfit's so cute, though, and she's such a cute little girl, and I'm like, damn, I don't want you to die, but you're gonna die, and it's gonna suck ass, but, oh well. I'm curious about the whole, Ice Queen thing, because it's like, why did you make the world the way it is, where, like, people can't go past 25, and all that crap? Like, why? What's the reasoning behind that, per se? It was interesting she brought up Odin as well, and I was like, huh, Odin, huh? That's an interesting thing to bring up. I wonder if we'll ever see, like, more of those kind of gods, but I think this one is the only Lostbelt that deals with this sort of, like, is it Norse gods? I'm not 100% sure what they are, but it's something like that, so that's interesting. Huh. I'm curious to where this is gonna go from here, because it's like, well, everything that's happening, it's like, I feel, god, and Gerda having to have a kid at 50, Jesus Christ, I could never, like, she's like 2 years out from having to have a child, like, that's freaking wild. I could never, like, they just have to have kids, and it's like, you need to form an emotional connection with people before you even think about having kids, like, my goodness. Interesting. Also, I have slots open, if you guys want to add me as a friend, there you go, but I don't know, it just depends on who you have on your supports and everything, but, man, I just, poor Gerda, it's like, God, I don't want this little girl to die. Was she 12? Because she said she's almost 13, so, man, I was like, she looks like she's probably 13 or something, so I was close enough in age for that. She's 12, but it's fine. And she seems like maybe she's the well, actually, no, she said Laura, so maybe Laura, yeah, she said Laura had a kid, right? So I guess Laura and her, I guess Laura's older than her, she'd have to be 15, hopefully, but even then, it's like, having to have a kid at 15, god, I could never, like, if I think about my life, if I had a kid at 15, I don't know what I would do with my life. Like, yes, this is a different world and everything, but it just makes me think about that, and I'm like, I was in high school, like, bruh, like, I could never be a teen mom. I don't know how some people do it. It's wild. It's wild that some people do that. I'm like, I mean, yes, mostly it's an accident that happens, but Jesus, just the thought of it's wild to me that people do that. But I guess next time we will continue on with section 4 and hopefully, figure out more stuff and things, and my god, what do y'all guys think about this Lostbelt story compared to Lostbelt 1? So far, Lostbelt 1's was pretty interesting. I very much enjoyed it. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about this one going forward. Right now, it's been decently okay. I'm worried about things that might happen later. Also, they mentioned one of the people have, like, an alter ego, and I remember there's this one PV for, like, later chapters, and Muramasa is fighting our people, and people have speculated that he might be an alter ego whenever he comes around in the gacha system. So, and it won't be our Muramasa from Epic of Remnant. It will be a different one, technically, sort of. I don't really know, but I kind of wish he would have been Saber class, though, because I think that would have made a lot more sense, but, maybe he'll be alter ego, maybe he'll be Saber class, I don't know. But I remember in the PV, he's fighting our people, so it seems like that Muramasa is going to be on the, quote, other side of it, the evil side, technically, but I mean, I don't think the cryptors are necessarily evil, but they kind of are. It's a thin line you walk when you talk about that, because I don't really get what they're doing, but I kind of get what they're doing, like, mostly want revenge on the world. It's hard to tell what the big plan with these Lostbelts are, because it's like, bruh, I don't know if you're just pissed as fuck, or you just want to try to remake the world in the better way you think it should be. It's really hard to tell. So, because I'm assuming that's what the Lostbelts are supposed to be, remaking the world the way they want it to be, and they only want one to come out on top, but that doesn't really make any sense at all. It's like, your plan here, Kishitara, 'cause you're the one who, I guess, devised this plan, Makes no damn sense to me, but whatever. We'll get more explanation one day. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in a Let's Play video I do next is, and look at my description for my Patreon and Coffee if you'd like to support me. Alright? Bye!